There are certain places you should never go alone, certain sounds you should never listen to, and some secrets you're better off not knowing. You know what else? Certain stories you shouldn't hear after midnight, especially if those stories involve ancient curses, vengeful gods, or things that linger in the darkness, waiting for their moment to strike. But hey, I'm just a lowly messenger. I don't make the rules. You do. Are you ready to face your fears? Let's dive right in. Deep within the heart of an ancient forest, hidden from the bustling world, lay a cottage so secluded that it existed almost in a realm of its own. To reach it, one had to navigate winding paths and cross babbling brooks, each step deeper into the woods, taking one further away from the everyday. This idyllic dwelling was shrouded in an aura of mystery and intrigue, its windows like vacant eyes gazing out into the emerald green expanse, for the cottage was known throughout the land for being uninhabited, untouched, and yet inexplicably alive. People spoke of it in hushed tones, weaving tales of a family who vanished without a trace, leaving behind not a whisper of their existence. Their sudden disappearance became a chilling enigma, a puzzle whose pieces refused to fit. Some blamed it on the gnarled, ancient tree at the edge of the woods, rumored to be a portal to another dimension. Others pointed fingers at the placid lake nearby, believing it to be a trap laid by water spirits to lure unsuspecting travelers into their watery graves. The cottage stood silently, stoic and resolute in the face of these chilling narratives. Yet, as the years rolled by, the mystery only deepened. Then, one fateful day, a lone traveler named Elias stumbled upon the very same cottage. He'd been journeying for months, seeking solace and perhaps a glimpse of the truth behind the cottage's eerie reputation. Intrigued by the strange allure that seemed to emanate from its very walls, he decided to venture forth and unravel the enigma that had captivated him for so long. The moment Elias stepped foot on the overgrown path leading to the cottage, he could feel a tangible shift in the atmosphere. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath, anticipating his every move. The closer he got, the more oppressive the silence became, broken only by the pounding of his own heart. As he stood before the cottage, he noticed subtle signs of life: a recently disturbed stone, a trail of tiny pebbles as though someone had been here just moments before. His grip tightened on his staff, his senses on high alert. He knocked on the door, the sound echoing ominously in the stillness. No response. He tried again, louder this time. Still nothing. Mustering his courage, he turned the handle and pushed the door open. Inside, the air was thick with dust motes dancing in the faint light that filtered through grimy windows. The room was bare, save for a solitary rocking chair in the corner, gently swaying back and forth as if propelled by an unseen force. Elias cautiously approached, his eyes adjusting to the dim interior. As he drew nearer, he noticed a fine layer of dust covering everything, undisturbed except for the rocking chair, its rhythmic motion creating a haunting melody of solitude and despair. Fear gnawed at his resolve, yet curiosity burned brighter, urging him forward. With bated breath, he reached out and stopped the chair mid-rock. A sudden gust of wind slammed the door shut, plunging the room into darkness. Startled, Elias jumped back, knocking over a small table in his haste. In the brief moment before the darkness swallowed him, he saw something, or rather, he felt something brush against his leg, cold, clammy, and undeniably alive. Terror surged through him. Whatever was lurking in the shadows, it had felt his fear, and it was reveling in it. Scrambling to his feet, he raced for the door, his heart pounding a frantic tattoo against his ribs. He fumbled with the latch, panic rising as he struggled to escape the suffocating darkness. Finally, the door swung open and he stumbled out into the forest, gasping for breath. Behind him, he heard a sound that sent shivers down his spine, a raspy whisper that seemed to slither through the trees. "Don't leave," it hissed. "You can't leave." Determined to flee, Elias ran, crashing through undergrowth and leaping over fallen logs. But the whisper followed, growing louder, more insistent, It was as though the forest itself was trying to hold him captive. Branches whipped at his face and twigs snapped under his feet, the sounds mingling with the whisper and forming a chorus of torment. As he burst out of the trees and onto a familiar path, he dared not look back. He kept running, his lungs burning and muscles screaming in protest. When he finally collapsed on a nearby hill, his body aching and his breath coming in ragged gasps, he knew he had to get help. Summoning the last of his strength, he staggered to his feet and stumbled towards the nearest village, the sinister whisper fading into the rustling leaves. Now, safe in the company of villagers, sipping hot stew and sharing his tale, Elias realized the horror of his experience. The cottage might stand abandoned, but it was also a prison, trapping those who entered and whispering to them in ways they could never understand. The next morning, armed with pitchforks and fueled by righteous anger, the villagers marched back to the cottage. They tore down the structure, brick by brick, determined to banish whatever evil it harbored. But beneath the floorboards and behind the fireplace, they found nothing. And as they continued their search, the whispers began anew, slithering among the trees and taunting them from the shadows. The villagers, faces pale with newfound fear, fled the forest, leaving the cottage in ruins and the secrets within undisturbed. To this day, the cottage stands in ruins, a stark reminder of the unseen forces that linger in the shadows. Those brave or foolish enough to venture inside never returned, forever lost to the whispers of the woods. Now, I want to hear from you. What terrifying tale of a haunted house have you heard? Share your story in the comments. I promise you won't regret it. Your stories could be featured just like our subscribers' stories. Check out these amazing tales and subscribe for more unforgettable frights. Also, give us a thumbs up if you love scary stories because, let's face it, some stories are best enjoyed under the covers with the lights on. And if you're still awake, you know you love a good scare. Now it's time to show us why.